I only got one interview with a hospital there. The interview went very well, I thought, and I just opened the rejection email. Okay, so that rejection email was the start of a bumpy ride, but don't worry, things are going to smooth out by the end. First, though, I feel like it's important to explain the reason why losing that job felt so important to me in that moment. So more than 50% of my applications were to jobs in New York City because that was the dream. I was rejected from another job in another city earlier that I thought was going to be a great job because it good pay, pension, that sort of thing. But this was New York. This was after my brother died and I had no family here anymore. I've wanted to move to New York since the first time I was there, 2018, I believe. And I had all these reasons not to, oh, I'll go when I can get a better job. I will go when, don't, whatever reason. And this was the timing felt so right. And now I just feel like I really tried. 30-something applications, one interview declined, and I feel like the New York dream is over. Look at this car full of junk we're getting rid of, all going to the Goodwill because we are getting rid of bad energy and a bunch of junk. So that rejection from the job in Brooklyn was the first time in this process that I wanted to give up. But I couldn't let the relocation story in there. I had already made the decision to move. That part was not up for debate anymore. So I continued on with applications. I had a few more interviews, packed, got rid of 4 bags of trash, and I didn't stop the plan. I just made the decision to adjust it. I think at this point, this move is bigger than one city and that one job that I had pinned all of my hopes on. It's really just about building the next chapter of my life. So I kept going because I am moving and I have to keep moving forward in order to get to that next destination. All right, I look terrible, but man, I just got up this morning, didn't expect anything to happen. I had this whole to-do list of things to clean and stuff, and got a phone call, actually 2 phone calls this morning. First one is a second interview for a job, and the second phone call, I got my first offer. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through, it's a good offer. I'm gonna go ahead and go through with the second interview for the other job, just to see what happens. But otherwise, they're both in the same place, so I at least have the destination, and then we will settle on an offer in the next couple of weeks. All right, I'm at the parking lot of my current job, so I can go have a quick meeting with my boss. And I need to get this weekend off because I am going to fly out to my new city to find an apartment. Kind of nervous, don't know why. I think I just wasn't prepared for how fast everything would start moving once I actually got an offer. There is just no good angle to not have junk in the background, but I'm packing, so we're gonna leave it. So this week has been an emotional roller coaster. Started last Friday with the rejection from the job in Brooklyn, and I found myself grieving this imaginary life I had built that was never going to come true. So then I did what I tend to do, and I made a list and channeled that energy into tasks and keeping the momentum going and moving forward. And then it felt like out of nowhere, Wednesday morning, I get a phone call that I got a job. So we have a destination. The relocation is actually happening. This whole process has really been a lesson that rejection isn't always final, and that sometimes if a door closes, that may not have been the room you were meant to walk into, even if that room was in Brooklyn and you really, really wanted it. So next week I will share where I'm going. I'm going to take this camera along with me to do some apartment hunting. So if this video landed on your timeline, if this resonates with you, or if you just want to see some cool apartments, I hope that I'll see you next week.